Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a VR to Simon of the Hermit's Cave in another hashtag that he created called hashtag TarotTubersAtoZ, or as they say across the pond, A to Z. So there are questions from A all the way to Z, and it's to get to know our tarot community because there are so many new channels, so many new faces that have joined the community and have made themselves known, that he thought this would just be a great way to get people to introduce themselves so we can get to know new people, and broaden our friendship base. So I thought this would be a lot of fun to do. So let's just jump right into it and get started. Okay, so I have on this paper here basically all of the questions. So first question, A, age. Well, I am 38 and a half. I will be 39 in June. What? So I love birthdays. Like I don't shy away from birthdays. So I am very excited to be turning 39. All right, B, favorite book. Okay, I can't lie. It's a children's book. The monster at the end of this book, starring lovable, furry old Grover. This was my favorite book as a kid growing up, and just, of course I don't like thumb through it now and I'm just like, oh yes, so deep, but more like I look through it for nostalgia, and basically the binding is so like worn out from me like opening and closing this so many times when I was a kid, and I think I even took it with me to college, not so that I could like read it in depth because it's a kid's book, but I don't know, I just always felt like safe, when I would have this, and and I have Grover and all of that, and it's a sweet little book. It's basically I guess the deeper meaning of the book, even though yes, it is a kid's book, but it has a pretty good little message to it, that sometimes we have such a fear of the unknown that we attach really scary things to it, and then when we finally get there, we oftentimes realize that what we had imagined and what we had fear in our head isn't really what the reality is. And that's basically the monster at the end of the book. It's the monsters that we create in our own minds that actually don't exist. We like to make the future scarier than it really needs to be, and I thought that this is just a fun little book. Okay, so then moving on, and we have a Mr. Wallito who has joined us and is on my lap right now. C, career you wanted to be when you were a kid and what it is now. So there were a few things I wanted to be when I was a kid. I kind of thought it would be cool to be a Ghostbuster. I really wanted to be an archaeologist like Indiana Jones. Like I thought that's what archaeologists did. They went on like crazy adventures. They fought Nazis. Like they found cool ancient Egyptian artifacts because I've always been in love with ancient Egypt. So yeah, I wanted to be an archaeologist like Indiana Jones. I also love dinosaurs, so I wanted to dig up dinosaur bones. So I really wanted to be an archaeologist, and I wanted to be an actress, and I wanted to be a singer. So singer like Patti LaBelle or Mariah Carey, and then I thought it would be really cool to be an actress and things like that. So what do I do now? I am a high school teacher now, but I have like a lot of other side jobs. Obviously one of them is here on YouTube, so it's kind of like acting, but I also sing opera, so that's acting, but that's also singing, and I get paid to do it. So I kind of sort of, in a way, get to do that. I don't know, I still think archaeology would be cool, but yeah, I never went into archaeology, and I never became a Ghostbuster, but I do work with spirit now. I'm not busting spirit, but I'm working with spirit. Okay, D, dream. What is my dream? I would have to go with what Simon said on this one. My dream is basically to be able to be happy, basically, doing what I'm doing, be content, helping others. I want to be able to take what I love to do and just live comfortably. You know, I don't need to live extravagantly. I just want to be able to pay my bills without worry. If I want to buy people gifts, you know, I want to be able to do that. I just want to be able to live without the stresses of money. And I want to be able to spend time with friends. I want to be able to travel places, meet new people, and just help as many people as I can. I want them to be able to see the power within themselves and, you know, live their, as they say, live their best life, you know. But that's really, that's what I want to do. That's kind of why I'm here. E, my essential item, what I can't live without. That is tricky. But you know what? I couldn't live without my boys. And they're not really items, they're my children. I can't live without Wally, I can't live without Loki, and I can't live without Brian. So they are my essentials. You know, I could lose all of this, the house, my stuff, vehicles, but nothing would be as devastating as losing any one of these three. So that they are my essentials. F, my favorite RWS deck is one that was gifted to me by my uncle, which was gifted to him by his best friend. So this has had 1, 2, 3. I am now the 4th owner of this deck. I did a whole like review of it. It's a deck from the 60s. My uncle's best friend got it in because it's from the late 60s. He got it in the very early 70s at a yard sale, and then gifted it to my uncle, and then my uncle gifted it to me last year. And so I really like it. Maybe it's because of like all the energy that it has kind of with it. It's got the cool pink backings with the Ankh. It's got these really like psycho wild colors, and I think it's pretty awesome. I love the feel of the cardstock. It just feels worn, loved, you know, shuffled through many times, and still perfect condition. But yes, this is my favorite RWS deck. I think at one point it may have had a little white book, but I don't have that. But I do have like the hardcover book that you could also get, but it was kind of like a ripoff. Like it was like it was totally plagiarized, but you know, there's like all this like whatever gossip and chisme that's all surrounding that deck. I think it was called like Book of the Tarot, or How to Read the Tarot, something like that. I have it on my bookshelf, but it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting read. Okay, so then going into G, gold or silver. I'm a silver gal. I think it's what looks best with my skin color, but I don't know. I've just always liked silver. H is for height. I am 5'8". My ideal day is sleeping in, waking up when the sun is warm and shining in the room. I could just like slowly get up, you know, make the bed, have some tea, you know, play with my little furry boys. I don't know, like go walking with my dude, or go take a drive, you know, in one of the more fun vehicles, and just spend some time together talking and walking or driving. You know, just kind of, we like to go on what we call like little adventures, just like go get lost somewhere. And yeah, that's like an ideal day for me. You know, come back, you know, the dude's a really good cook. We've always said that if he didn't do what he does now, he should be a chef, like make his own restaurant. So yeah, we'd come home, have one of his delicious meals, have some screwball whiskey, which is really good. It's peanut butter whiskey, and I really hate whiskey, but I like that because it really does taste like peanut butter, and it's delicious. Yeah, and then you know, we'd have a nice ending to the night. Okay, and then let's see. J is joke. My funniest joke. What do you call cheese that's not yours? Nacho cheese. My jokes are cheesy, but okay. K is for kids. I do not have any humanoid children, but I do have 2 furry boys. So I have 1 puma and 1 adopted panther. I gave birth to the puma, but the panther we adopted. L is for living arrangements. Well, as you know, I have my 2 furry boys. They live with us. I live with the dude. We are not married, and that is fine. We are dating. This year will be 14 years of dating. I knew him for 6 years. We were friends before we started dating. So I've known him a long time. I've known him since the year 2000, I think, when we met. So yeah, 20 years now, coming on 20 years. And we split just almost everything. So, you know, split the mortgage. We have something called Sugar Mama Sunday. So since he usually pays for a lot of the things, you know, on Sunday I pay for everything. So it's like... okay, M is for Marseille deck, my fave Marseille deck. Okay, so this one's a Marseille style deck. So it may not be like totally 100% Marseille, but it's the Triomphe de la Luna by Patrick Valenza, and I really like it. I like it that it's quirky and weird. And just, I don't know, I really like the style of it. It does have some extra oracle cards in there, which I've kind of left in there. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Patrick Valenza is a fabulous artist, very unusual art, but it also has a lot of like feeling and energy behind it, you know, so I dig it. It's my style. I dig it. I dig it. Okay, let's see. Moving on, nicknames. N is for nicknames. Okay, well, I have a few. So, well, what my dude calls me, he calls me Terra Bear. But when I played volleyball and when I played basketball, and kind of what my dad used to call me is Little Egypt. And I remember getting that on my volleyball jersey, and you know, in basketball they were like, are you sure you want to be called Little Egypt? And so I've like always been called Little Egypt, and I was like, yeah. And then they were like, do you know who Little Egypt is? I'm like, me? They're like, Little Egypt is an old-timey stripper. I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad. I've been calling myself Little Egypt on everything. Like like Little Egypt even used to be like my old email was Little Egypt. Like that's the way my dad jokes around. Call his daughter a stripper. That's nice. All right. Let's see other nicknames. When I was in high school and I was doing track and field, they called me TarotTubersAtoZ, or 3T for short, because there were all these people on our team, like Tarika, Tamika, Tambika, Tamra, Latanya, like they all had T names, and then there was me, there was Tara, so they were like, they would get my name mixed up. They're like, Tamika, TarotTubersAtoZ, you know, from Tora. So yeah, they called me TarotTubersAtoZ, or 3T for short. So that was like my name all throughout track. And then one of the basketball coaches, he used to call me Rebecca, like Rebecca Lobo, and he used to call me the Wolf, you know, kind of like the WNBA basketball player. So he would call me the Wolf or Lobo or Rebecca. So it was Rebecca Lobo. I think those are all my nicknames. Oh, and then my family, they call me Jabberjaws because they talk loud. I think that's all of them. Yes, I was Jabberjaws. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oracle deck. Well, that's an easy one. My favorite Oracle deck is my Wallys World Oracle. I created this one. Wally, this is your deck. Oh, it's Wally's deck. But yeah, so this one I am most proud of because it's a dream that I had that I finally brought to life, and it was I couldn't have done it without the help of our wonderful community. So they submitted pictures for me to add to this deck. So it's my pictures, it's their pictures of their favorite sacred healing spots. And then like I have my roses as the perimeter, as like this healing portal of energy that it's also very protective. So you can enter into these spaces and just kind of soak up the energy. And also if you wanted to send love and energy into these spaces, you know, you just kind of cross the threshold, you cross this portal, and you could do this. And there's a lot of things you can do with it. And I just love that, you know, it's so versatile and it's everything I wanted in a deck. Like when you create something and it's like everything that you want, you can put into it and literally do. And then it's like, it's my deck. Like that's perfect because that's how I like it. So, you know, it's got all the gold foil that I wanted on it. It's got the gilded edges that I want. It has, you know, the sacred geometry and my roses and my favorite stone, hemimorphite. Like it's everything. So yes, I'm going to toot my own horn. And if you are interested in my Wallys World, you can get it on my website. Like what? And it's free US shipping, just like FYI. Okay, then we move on. Whoops, a little highlighty there. Let's see, passionate about. P, what am I passionate about? I am passionate about really helping people to get past themselves. And I say that for myself as well. Sometimes, oftentimes, I feel like we are our biggest barriers in creating change for ourselves and the world around us. And I think that if I can help people get past their own personal barriers, not only will they feel better about themselves and more healing will be able to take place, but they would be able then to pass it on and help other people, help more healing take place. And that is what I'm really passionate about. I'm really passionate about helping people find the power that they already have within them and not rely on, you know, other people to fix everything for them, or to go to a tarot reader and expect the reader to give them a future, you know, that they want to hear. I want people to create the future for themselves. And that's what I do with my tarot readings, is I say these are potential futures based on if you do the work here, here, and here, you know, because I truly believe that, you know, that we create our futures, you know. We could have an ultimate destiny for something, but how we get there is totally up to us. And so I'm really passionate about helping people find that. Okay, Q is for quote. I have two favorite quotes. One of them is from Surfing Magazine, I forget what year, like early 2000s, and it was like in an article that I was reading called Surf an Impossible Wave, which I think I kept the article and it's folded up in a diary somewhere, which that's also kind of cool, Surf an Impossible Wave. But it says, actually I guess there's a lot of quotes that I like, but these are the two that really stand with me and they kind of like are my motto. But it says, human flight, climbing Everest, the 4-minute mile. Everything is impossible until it's not. And the other one is a quote that I've had basically since I was about 5 or 6 years old, and it was on a bookmark. It had a gilded unicorn on it, and I still have this bookmark, and my cousin gave it to me back in, like, I don't know, 1985 or 1986, and it says, "Dare to dream the impossible." And that's basically been my driving motivation like my entire life, you know. Is that from that one little bookmark that, I mean, it was just a little silly bookmark, but that's basically had a huge impact on me. Okay, R is for relationship status. I'm with the dude. We've been together for, like I said, almost 14 years, coming up in November. We've known each other for about 20 years now. S is for season. My favorite season is summer. I love hot weather. I love when it's got the right amount of humidity, like it's not too dry and I'm not suffocating in humidity, but it's like an 80, like between an 84 and 86 degree day, and sun's just shining. I could wear me some booty shorts, I could wear a tank top, I could wear my flippy floppies, have my hair up in a bun or a ponytail. I'm good. Like, got my sunnies on. Perfect. My legs really don't like long pants. Like, I get those like ingrown hairs, like little bumpies on my legs, from like wearing pants. Like my skin really needs sunshine. And when I don't have sunshine for a while, I actually get this like weird rash on my side. Like, it's like it's like a couple of weird bumps that show up if I don't get enough sun. Like my skin literally needs a lot of sun. Like right now is probably like as white as I'll ever be. I'm normally supposed to be a really dark caramel colored. You know, I'm a brown person. I'm a tropical people. I need me some sun. Okay, T is for tarot first and last. My first tarot deck was the Enchanted Tarot, and although this physical deck was not my first deck, it is the Enchanted Tarot, which I bought the second time around. The first time around, I bought the Enchanted Tarot when I was in college, like maybe my first year of college, because I wanted to get one when I was in high school, but you know, I kind of lacked cash. Not that I had any cash when I was in college, but you know, I got one like on a sale at Barnes and Noble, and so yeah, the Enchanted Tarot was my first. Then I gifted it to one of my besties, missed it, so I bought it again. But this is like the bigger, obviously, edition. The original edition I had was almost playing card size, and it had purple backings, whereas these have kind of like goldy type backings. The last deck that I bought was one that I backed on Kickstarter. So this is the last one that I received in the mail, and that is the Spacious Tarot. And this deck is everything. It is, okay, I've backed not many decks on Kickstarter, but the few I have backed, I've just, you know, backed them, you know, to where I got, you know, just the deck. But this is the first deck that when I saw it, I went and I think I backed it almost to like their top tier. Like I went crazy. And I'm so happy that I did, because I think that they deserve, you know, all the love that I could give them, you know, for their project. Like this, they deserve everything. The artist and the creator, like just, they are two wonderful, beautiful souls, and I truly feel like where they're coming from when they were just talking about this project and kind of how they saw it. And I just felt like this needed to be in the world, and I just wanted to help them as much as I could. And if I was financially able to do so, then I was going to, you know, because to me, I just see money as energy, and I just want to do good for others. Okay, so then we go into you. Upset. What upsets you the most? I have to go with Simon again on this one, because I really don't like injustice. Like you don't, okay, I have a Libra moon, and I kind of felt like I should be a judge or a cop or something, but like when people break the rules, when people treat other people unfairly, or somebody's wrongly accused of something and people believe lies about somebody, like that just gets on my nerves more than you can understand. Like you'll never see me more pissed off than that. Like if somebody believes something about me that isn't true, like dude, I go crazy. So let's just leave it at that. That's my biggest pet peeve is people believing lies, and people just, it's, you know, when things just aren't fair, you know, unfairness, I don't like it. I really don't like it. Okay, vlog. Which vlog am I most proud of, and which is my most popular? Okay, well, we'll first go with my most popular. So the one that has the most views here on YouTube is my Getting to Know Santa Muerte vlog, and I didn't know that it would be as popular as it is. I mean, you know, obviously I work with Santa Muerte, you know, I've worked with her for quite some time now, and I decided that I wanted to put as much information out there, you know, I mean, it wasn't like a whole like series of information, but just enough to help people get started so they could do their own in-depth information if they were interested in this goddess, because I feel like there's a lot of misinformation, and you know, that whole thing that I just talked about, that I don't like when people like believe lies. You know, I want people to be as informed about things as possible, and I want them to be curious about making themselves informed. And so yeah, that one's a really popular one. It's one of my most popular videos. And then which one am I most proud of? Actually, I think it's like my Saturday live chats. I don't remember when it was, but at some point, maybe it was last year, no, it was 2 years ago, I just, I mean, I've always been pretty honest in my videos, but at some point I was like really opening up about like my childhood and my past, and people really seem to connect with that. And you know, there are many times I've gotten maybe like a little emotional here on camera, and I think I'm most proud of that because you know, I don't want to project an air of like perfection here on YouTube, because I don't think that benefits anybody. You know, when people are trying to make connections, you know, especially if we can't meet physically, if it's just here through the camera, I want people to really get to know me and get to know that I'm just, you know, I'm a real person just like them. And if I want to teach something, I want them to be more open to being able to learn things, instead of like there's just some person who thinks they're perfect and therefore better than them, and you know, that person feels like they have no connection with that person, you know. So I just, you know, I've been a lot more open, and I'm really proud of that, because I think that the world needs more open and honest people. Besides, it makes people feel less alone when we realize that we all have a lot more in common than we do differences. So all right, W, weakness. Bullets are my only weakness. And mac and cheese and chicharrones. Okay, X. Is X rated? Tell us something naughty you've done. I don't know. Because this is a kid-friendly program. Okay, when the dude and I first started dating, I was finally like getting out on my own 2 feet, because I had this like horrible massive breakup with this like previous douchebag, and and I had left Orange County to come back home to San Diego, and I was staying with my dad and my stepmom for a little bit until I could get a roommate. And you know, one of my friends was setting me up with her friend so that I could get a room, and like well, it was up in kind of like Orange County-ish area, but anyway, so I was like back down, you know, home for a little while, and the dude would come and visit me, you know, because we had started dating. And there was one point where like we were gonna go hang out, and my dad, by the way, has always liked the dude, like even when we were in college, like always just liked him. He was the only guy whose hand he ever shook. Like he never shook any other dude's hand that I ever brought home. Like he thought they were all like D-bags. So I'm like going out to, you know, go out on a date with Brian, and my dad looks at me, he's like, "You're going out of the house like that?" Okay, mind you, I was dressed decently. Like I just had like a t-shirt and like some jeans on. So no, it's not the fatherly thing of like, oh, my daughter is going out on a date, so she should probably cover up or wear a jacket or something like that. No, my dad was like basically wanted me to dress more scantily for the dude because my dad really liked him. So it was like, oh, why don't you wear something a little shorter? Why don't you wear something a little more revealing? And I'm like, Dad, are you pimping me out? So yeah, so my dad wanted me to, you know, trampy myself up so that I could go hang out with Brian. And then we went and we were gonna go someplace, you know, so we were just sitting in his car across the street from my dad's house, and we were just talking, and we may have done some things across the street from my dad's house before we went off and did things. Okay, why is yesteryear your favorite year so far, and why? I would say any year that I spent at my grandparents' house. The summers at my grandparents' house where my parents dropped me off to die, but I actually really loved summers at my grandparents' house. Like, those are my best summer memories. But let's see, other years, I don't know, I have like different pockets in time where like life was just really, really good. Trying to think, maybe it was, what year would this be? I think I was like a sophomore or junior. Maybe I was a sophomore. Either I was sophomore or junior. It was like the last day of school, you know, in high school. And basically it was like you know, if you were done with your classes because it was during finals week, then you needed to get off campus. So like the vice principal and everybody, they're like trying to sweep the campus, get everybody off campus. And I was all done. So I decided to go with some of my friends. We were all gonna like basically hang out together. And it was like a few of my guy friends and a few of my gal friends. And we just ended up just like walking around Chula Vista, and like we went to the park. We were like playing like little kids on the equipment. We were on the merry-go-round thing and trying to like spin each other off and see if we could get ourselves sick. We went to another friend's house and we picked up a bunch of super soakers, and we had a fun super time doing super soaker, just like trying to shoot each other with the water. And then we had to go back to another friend's house so that we could change our clothes and put them in the dryer so that we can unsoak ourselves. And we ended up just having fun together, just kind of like running around and just like playing all kinds of like kid stuff, you know, like we played tag, we were super soakering, we went to the park, we were playing on the equipment, we were, I don't know, we were just having fun. It was like really the like time in my childhood that I just felt like really free and got to have fun with my friends, and I just got to focus on them instead of like all the craziness that was happening at home. And so I would say this year was either 1996 or 1997, you know, if I was a junior or senior, or no, freshman, no, sophomore, junior, somewhere around there, I don't know. But yeah, I would say that would be yeah, my favorite year. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty chill. I love that day. That was a good day. All right, Z is for Zen. What do I do to relax and to stay calm? I love to just go walk out in nature. Yes, it sounds cheesy, but if you walk up this extremely large hill that I am on, there is a trail up there around the top, you know, that kind of goes around this city, part of the city, and you're basically out in the boonies, like with the snakes and the coyotes and the mountain lions and all that stuff. But it's, I don't know, I just like going for walks. I just like being out, just soaking up some sun. That's the best way I can relax. I mean, it is nice to stay at home and read a book, but really I just want to be outdoors, and I just want to be soaking up sun, and I just want to be walking and just soaking it all in, just breathing in nature. So that is the best way for me to relax. Another way for me to relax and just like kind of get everything all out is just if I'm at home, you know, obviously with nobody else watching, but I will play my favorite music and I will just like bust out all my awesome dance moves. I be like booty bumping and I be dancing and I be having like a great time, just like singing and maybe possibly working out at the same time. I'm usually like working out and dancing at the same time and just singing to the top of my lungs, and I think I have better workouts that way. But that's also a great way for me to unwind, is like those singy, dancey workouts that I do at home, because it might be frowned upon at the 24-hour fitness, you know, if I started like just booty dancing and singing to the top of my lungs while I'm working out in the gym. But anyway, so that's it. Those were all the questions, A to Z. So thank you so much, Simon, over at the Hermit's Cave, for creating this hashtag TarotTubersAtoZ, or A to Z. And yeah, I think this is a great way for all of us to get to know each other. So thank you so much for creating this. Definitely jump on this. I've liked watching a lot of the responses so far. I want to see more responses. I want to get to know more of you. So yeah, and that's it for me. So if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com, where I also have my lovely Wallys World Oracle. I also have bracelets that I make and salves that I have created, and room and body sprays, and lots of other goodies. And if you want to throw a little of my way so that I can continue to put out fun content for you guys, then join my KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot. And I moved everybody up one tier for the month of February. So if you want to get some extra goodies this month, then definitely try out my KWT tribe. And And if you want to sign up for my free newsletter, which I only hit your inbox once a month, you know, I don't spam people. It's free to sign up for lots of witchy goodness and what decks I'm using for the month, the herb that I'm working with, you know, teas that I'm drinking. Then you can sign up for my newsletter through my website. All right, so that's it from me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.